Bonella is a sea worm. The sex of the larva is undifferentiated. Larva do not have any sex. This larva, when it comes in contact with proboscis of the female, okay, so when it is coming into the contact with the proboscis of the female, so it is developing into female larva, male larva, which is very tiny, and this male lives in the uterus of the female as a parasite. This male is living as a parasite inside the uterus of the female, right? Again, if the larva is left free, it will be developing into larger female form. So in this way, sex is determined based upon the environmental conditions in case of Bonellia viridis, a very classical example. I hope everything is crystal clear. Still, if you have any doubt, you ask me. You take screenshot of this diagram. Okay. Now, in some American alligators, and in some snapping turtles and in some reptiles, sex is determined by environmental temperature. Okay. In American alligators, in American alligators, you know very well, crocodiles, alligators, and in some snapping turtles. These are the one types of turtles, tortoises. Okay. And in some reptiles. Now, what is going to happen in this case? In this category, how the sex is determined? SD, sex is determined by environmental temperature. By what? Environmental temperature. Okay. Now, in turtles, if suppose temperature is below, in turtles, if suppose temperature is below 28 degrees Celsius, okay, or suppose temperature is above 33 degrees Celsius, or suppose if temperature is in between 28 to 33 degrees Celsius, right? Now, in American alligator, snapping turtles, some reptiles, sex is determined by environmental temperature. In some turtles, temperature below 28 degree, मतलब उसका अंडा है, एग है. मान लो एनवायरमेंटल का टेम्परेचर बिलो 28 डिग्री है, तो एग क्या होगा? अगर अबो 33 है तो एग क्या होगा? अगर 28 to 33 है तो एग क्या होगा? So in turtles, temperature is below 28 degree means egg will be developing into male. All the eggs which are present, they develop into males. If it is above 33 degree, all they develop into females. And if the temperature is 28 to 33, you will get males and females in equal proportion. Okay, so this is the thing in case of in case of turtles. Okay, so in some animals like American alligators, snapping turtles, some reptiles, sex is determined by environmental temperature. A classical example is in turtles. If temperature is below 28 degree, all the eggs will develop into males. If temperature is above 33 degree, all the eggs will develop into females. If temperature is in between 28 to 33, then you will get males and females in equal ratio or in equal proportion. Okay, this is the meaning of environmental determination of sex. You have to remember these two examples, Bonellia viridis, turtles. So in Bonellia viridis, in some turtles, in reptiles, and in American alligators, environment plays a prominent role in the determination of sex. There are many examples, but these are the famous examples which you have to remember. Okay. I hope you understood it. If any confusion, you please ask me.
Understood, sir.
Okay, very good. Then next category is non-chromosomal sex determination. Non-chromosomal sex determination. Non-chromosomal. SD I am writing sex determination. So it means chromosomes do not play any role in sex determination. Okay, that is the meaning of non-chromosomal sex determination. Now, this non-chromosomal sex determination you can see in case of bacteria. Okay, so this bacteria, when you see the structure of the bacteria, this bacteria is having circular double-stranded DNA, right? So this bacteria will have circular double-stranded DNA. I am writing circular dsDNA, double-stranded DNA, dsDNA. Apart from this, this bacteria have extra DNA, extra chromosomal DNA, which is also circular and double-stranded. The circular and double-stranded extra DNA is called plasmid. What is plasmid? Extra circular dsDNA, and it is self-replicating. It is what? Self-replicating. Self-replicating means what? It can make its daughter plasmids without the involvement of this DNA. This is the main DNA, this is the extra DNA. Okay, so बैक्टीरिया में प्लाज्मिड होता है, एक्स्ट्रा डीएनए जो सर्कुलर है और डबल स्टैंडर्ड है. तो कुछ बैक्टीरिया में इस प्लाज्मिड के ऊपर एक जीन होता है. कुछ बैक्टीरिया में प्लाज्मिड के ऊपर कुछ जीन होता है. इसको कहा जाता है एफ फैक्टर. एफ का मतलब होता है फर्टिलिटी फैक्टर. ओके, तो कुछ बैक्टीरिया में प्लाज्मिड के ऊपर एफ फैक्टर होता है. एफ फैक्टर का मतलब है फर्टिलिटी फैक्टर. और जो बैक्टीरिया में एफ फैक्टर होता है, जो बैक्टीरिया में एफ फैक्टर होता है, उसे हम कहते हैं पॉजिटिव मेल बैक्टीरिया. और जिनमें एफ फैक्टर नहीं होता है उनको हम कहते हैं फीमेल बैक्टीरिया आर नेगेटिव. Okay, so like this way, sex is determined in case of bacteria based upon presence and absence of fertility factor. If a bacteria has a fertility factor, it is considered as plus, that is to say male. If it do not have the fertility factor, we say it as female. So always remember there is no male bacteria and female bacteria. Just we are considering based upon the fertility factor. जिनमें fertility factor है वो bacteria male है, जिनमें फर्टिलिटी फैक्टर नहीं है वो बैक्टीरिया फीमेल है, ऐसा हम कंसिडर करते हैं. बट बैक्टीरिया में देयर इज नो सेक्स डिफरेंशिएशन, देयर इज नो टेस्टिस एंड ओवरीज इन बैक्टीरिया. बेस्ड अपॉन द प्रेजेंस एंड एब्सेंस ऑफ द फर्टिलिटी फैक्टर ओनली वी आर कंसिडरिंग. ओके, सो दिस इज एन एग्जांपल ऑफ नॉन क्रोमोसोमल मेथड ऑफ सेक्स डिटर्मिनेशन इन केस ऑफ बैक्टीरिया. क्लियर? Speak out, please. This you understood?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now let us move for another method of sex determination. Again, we have maternal inheritance. That is also a very, very important maternal inheritance. So let us see what is actually this maternal inheritance. Maternal inheritance or cytoplasmic inheritance. First one is cytoplasmic inheritance. Now, if you take a cell, inside the cell, you have some self-replicating genes present inside the cytoplasm. Some self-replicating genes are present in cytoplasm. Okay. Now, you can see in the cytoplasm there are two important cell organelles. One is mitochondria and another one is chloroplast. Okay, so we have mitochondria and we have chloroplast. Now, these mitochondria have DNA which is circular and double stranded. This chloroplast will also have DNA which is circular and double stranded. Yes, due to the presence of DNA in mitochondria, we say it as semi-autonomous cell organelle. In the same way, chloroplast is also semi-autonomous cell organelle. Okay, so now the mitochondria has the DNA, chloroplast has the DNA. Okay, now mitochondria and chloroplast have the DNA. So these DNAs are called plasmogenes. What we say them as plasmogenes. What is the meaning of plasmogenes? The DNA present in the mitochondria, DNA present in the chloroplast, we say them as plasmogenes. If it is an animal cell, there is no chloroplast. So DNA in the mitochondria is a plasmogene. If it is a plant cell, you have mitochondria, you have chloroplast. So DNA of the mitochondria, DNA of the chloroplast, we say them as what? Plasmogenes. Now, all the plasmogenes together, we say it as plasmon. All the plasmogenes together, what we say? We say it as what? Plasmon. So this is plasmogene. This is also a plasmogene. All the plasmogenes together, we say it as what? Plasmon. Now these plasmogenes control some characters. Okay. So what is cytoplasmic inheritance? Inheritance of characters controlled by plasmogenes. Okay. So what is cytoplasmic inheritance? Cytoplasmic inheritance is nothing but inheritance of the characters controlled by plasmogenes. This we say it as what? Cytoplasmic inheritance. Inheritance of the characters controlled by the plasmogenes is called what? Cytoplasmic inheritance. So this is also called as extranuclear inheritance. I am writing are extra chromosomal inheritance. These are the different names. Extranuclear inheritance. It is also called as what? Extra chromosomal inheritance. Okay. This is the story of cytoplasmic inheritance. Okay. Now, in extranuclear inheritance, contribution of female parent is more when compared to that of male parent. In extranuclear inheritance, contribution of female parent is more. Okay. If contribution of female parent is more, we say it as maternal inheritance. ओके अगर एक्स्ट्रा न्यूक्लियर इनहेरिटेंस में फीमेल पैरेंट का कंट्रीब्यूशन जनरली ज्यादा होता है, जब फीमेल पैरेंट का कंट्रीब्यूशन ज्यादा होता है तो हम उसको बोलते हैं मैटरनल इनहेरिटेंस। अगर मेल पैरेंट का कंट्रीब्यूशन ज्यादा होता है तो हम उसको बोलते हैं पैटर्नल इनहेरिटेंस। ओके, सो मैटरनल इनहेरिटेंस का एक एग्जांपल है कॉइलिंग ऑफ शेल्स, coiling of shell in snails। ओके, स्नेल्स जो है मोलस्कन एनिमल्स हैं, सॉफ्ट बॉडीड एनिमल्स हैं, इनके स्नेल्स के ऊपर शेल होता है कैल्शियम से बना हुआ, तो ये शेल का कॉइलिंग होता है या तो क्लॉकवाइज डायरेक्शन में या तो एंटी क्लॉकवाइज डायरेक्शन। इसको कौन डिसाइड करता है? इसको मैटरनल इनहेरिटेंस मदर के जीन्स की डिसाइड करते हैं। ओके, तो जो भी कैरेक्टर मदर से इनहेरिट होता है, मदर के जीन से ट्रांसमिट होता है, तो हम उसको बोलते हैं मैटरनल इनहेरिटेंस। मैटरनल इनहेरिटेंस यू कैन सी इन केस ऑफ काइलिंग ऑफ शेल इन स्नेक्स। ओके, in the same way we have organelle inheritance, DNA which is present in mitochondria and chloroplast will also play an important role in inheritance of some characters, right? So jab DNA of the cell organelle plays a role in inheritance of certain characters, we say it as organelle inheritance. Why? Because mitochondria is a organelle which is present in a cell organelle it is. Chloroplast is also a cell organelle. Okay, so now DNA of the chloroplast controls plastid inheritance in chloroplast plant. Okay, so DNA which is present in the chloroplast control the inheritance of the plastids in chloroplast plant. This you understood better? Cytoplasmic inheritance. Cytoplasmic inheritance you understood? Now next one is cell organelle inheritance. Okay, inheritance of characters controlled by DNA of mitochondria and chloroplast. Okay, because these are only the cell organelles which control which have the DNA. Example, DNA of chloroplast controls inheritance of plastids in 4O class plant. What is the sign? What is the name of this 4O class plant? Mirabilis jalapa. Mirabilis jalapa. This was discovered by Carl Correns. Correns was the scientist who have discovered cell organelle inheritance in 4 o'clock plant, which is also called as Mirabilis jalapa. Okay. Now last one is sex different determination by hormones. So hormones also play an important role in sex determination. In case of when you see the example of dizygotic twins, dizygotic twins मतलब होता है twins of opposite sex. Okay, one will be male, another one will be female. When twins are born, male and female, so generally twins are monozygotic. कभी भी आप twins को देखो, दो females रहेंगे या दो males रहेंगे. डायज़ोइगोटिक ट्विंस का मतलब क्या हुआ? ट्विंस ऑफ अपोजिट सेक्स, मतलब दो जुड़वे जिसमें एक लड़का और एक लड़की, लड़का और लड़की के जुड़वा इज नथिंग बट इट इज कॉल्ड एज डायज़ाइगोटिक ट्विन. कॉन्सेप्ट क्लियर? डायज़ाइगोटिक का मतलब आप समझ गए?
Yes, sir.
सो नाउ यस, डायज़ाइगोटिक ट्विंस ह्यूमन बीइंग्स में बहुत रेयर है. ओके, but it is very common in animals. Okay, we are also animals, but in some animals like cattle, sheep, cow, all these animals, dizygotic twins are most common. Okay, dizygotic twins are common in cattle like cow, sheep, goat, etc. etc. Okay, so twins of opposite sex are very common. Now here, in case of this case of cow, cattle, matlab in case of cattle, what is going to happen? Before the delivery of the dizygotic twins, suppose this is an embryo. Embryo is made in two parts. In one part, female is developing. In another part, male is going to develop. When they are born, you will get two twins, female and male. Okay, understanding the point here? No? So the zygote, which is forming embryo has two entities. One embryo female, another one is male. When incubation period completes, when gestation period completes, male and female are born separate. Now, what is going to happen in case of cattle like cow, sheep, and goat? In this embryo, male is there, female is there. Male hormones are produced first. याद रखो, ये सिर्फ कैटल की बात कर रहा हूं. तो मेल हार्मोन्स जो है पहले प्रोड्यूस होते हैं एंड सप्रेसेस. मेल हार्मोन्स फीमेल हार्मोन से पहले प्रोड्यूस होके क्या करे? दे आर सप्रेसिंग डिफरेंशिएशन ऑफ फीमेल सेक्स ऑर्गन्स. क्लियर? अब मेल हार्मोन ज्यादा प्रोड्यूस हो गए और मेल हार्मोन जो है फीमेल सेक्स ऑर्गन्स को डेवलप होने नहीं दे रहे. Getting the point here now. What is female sex organ? Ovary, oviduct, fallopian tube, all these are female sex organs. So male hormones are produced first. These male hormones are suppressing the female not to develop. Clear? यहाँ तक पॉइंट क्लियर है? So क्या होगा फिर? As a result, females are born. Females are born with underdeveloped ovaries and oviducts. इसके वजह से फीमेल सेक्स ऑर्गन्स डेवलप ही नहीं होंगे। सिर्फ जो फीमेल सेक्स ऑर्गन्स डेवलप नहीं होंगे, जो फीमेल का बर्थ होगा उसके ओवरीज अंडर डेवलप्ड रहेंगे, ओविडक्ट्स भी अंडर डेवलप्ड रहेंगे एंड फीमेल विल बी स्टेराइल। Here female will be sterile, and this sort of female with underdeveloped ovaries, oviducts and sterility, it is called pre-Martin. It's called as what? Pre-Martin. So pre-Martin, it is named as what? It is named as pre-Martin. Clear? So डाइजाइगोटिक ट्विंस का मतलब होता है ट्विंस ऑफ अपोजिट सेक्स। जब ट्विंस ऑफ अपोजिट सेक्स कैटल में कॉमन है, जब ट्विंस ऑफ अपोजिट सेक्स बनने से पहले मेल सेक्स हार्मोन्स पहले प्रोड्यूस होंगे जो फीमेल सेक्सुअल रिप्रोडक्शन को डिप्रेस कर देते हैं या सप्रेस कर देते हैं या डेवलप होने नहीं देते हैं, जिसके वजह से जब मेल तो नॉर्मल पैदा होगा और जो फीमेल पैदा होगी उसके ओवरीज और ओविडक्ट्स या फीमेल रिप्रोडक्टिव सिस्टम चौपट रहेगा, डेवलप्ड नहीं रहेगा, जिसके वजह से फीमेल स्टेराइल बनेगा, मतलब रिप्रोडक्टिव कैपेसिटी नहीं रहेगा। इस फीमेल को कहा जाता है फ्री मार्टिन। फ्री मार्टिन के क्या लक्षण है? फ्री मार्टिन वो एक स्टेराइल फीमेल है। ये स्टेराइल क्यों है? क्योंकि इसमें ओवरीज डेवलप्ड नहीं है। जब ओवरीज डेवलप्ड नहीं है तो ओव्यूलेशन नहीं होगा, मेंस्ट्रुअल साइकिल नहीं होगा, जिसके वजह से फीमेल जो है स्टेराइल होगी। इस स्टेराइल फीमेल को ही कहा जाता है फ्री मार्टिन। तो यहाँ पे आप देखते हो कि हार्मोन ने प्रभावित किया है सेक्स को, मतलब दो मेल और फीमेल बनने वाले थे बट मेल तो नॉर्मल बना बट फीमेल स्टेराइल बना। सो दिस इज द influence of hormones or effect of hormones on sex determination. Is it clear? बताइए। बेटा ये कॉन्सेप्ट क्लियर हुआ? बताओ आप।
यस सर।
ओके, सो दिस इज द sex determination. Let us have recap once again all the things. Now we started the lesson sex determination. We have discussed three types: progamic, syngamic, epigamic. Three methods of sex determination. One is chromosomal, non-chromosomal, last one is environmental. Okay, in chromosomal we discussed many methods: XX, XY, ZZ, ZW, ZZZO, XXXO. In non-chromosomal, we have said that bacteria is there as an example. In environmental sex determination, we discussed example of Bonellia viridis and turtles. Apart from this, we discussed extranuclear inheritance, maternal inheritance, organelle inheritance. Okay, and we have discussed here genic balance theory. We also discussed about hormonal sex determination. Okay, hormonal sex determination. So most important one, these are important, others are time pass. Okay, now in this all, anywhere you have doubt, you can raise. कहीं पे भी अगर कुछ कंफ्यूजन है, डाउट है, जीनिक बैलेंस थियरी हो, कुछ भी हो, अगर कुछ डाउट है तो यू कैन आस्क मी. नो डाउट इज देयर. Okay. Now again we have to discuss what we have to discuss in genetics. I will say you.